Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where you at, folks. This is your man, all the way, George Page, Emperor of female combat sports talk. I'm about to have a slip there. I gotta remember, this is a different live stream I'm usually doing, but anyway, folks, it's been a while since I did any lives on female combat sports. I've been busy. Just finished up a show over in Spain, which is the Alicante Europa Championships, and just found out who's the winner. And later. I'm gonna post it on my social media. I should have did it earlier because the show was on like about early in the morning. I think they finished the prejudgings around about 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock. I was just dragging, just getting breakfast and stuff like that. But here we'll go talk about some of the ladies of MMA. We got my man here, which is my ace boon coup, my brother here from another mother, the man of Nunez lover. My man, XA Gucci 23. So welcome back, brother. How you doing?
Good evening, good morning, everybody. How you all doing? We're back again to do another MMA talk.
Yeah, so it's been a while since we do it. We used to do it. My man underrated. He has a new platform, but I can't get onto that thing. I don't know how. I tried to, but I don't know how to get on that thing. But shout out to underrated. He called me a while back and she said how I'm doing. I said, "You're doing fine, bro. I need a Wednesday. I got to get on his live stream. It's been a long time. Maybe you can come on here." But anyway, as you know, last night was UFC Noche. And it was based around, as you know, the champion at the time, who's still champ by default. I'm saying champ by default. She didn't really win, but she didn't really lose. As we all know, last night was for the title for 125. You had a former champ, the Bullet herself, Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. I watched that fight. I watched it because I did get the stream and I watched it. And really, I'm disappointed by the outcome of it because it is total and complete bullshit. Now, XA, I think he watched some of it. Or no, I think but he said he missed some of it. He said he missed. You see, you watch all of it.
No, I'll be honest though, I actually fell asleep. It was the third card going into the main event.
Mm,
The third card going into the main card, and I fell asleep, man. And then I woke up, and the whole event was over. But luckily, after you missed the event, you could watch it online afterwards. And like I said, I saw the fight, and the way I scored the fight, I gave round one to Valentina Shevchenko. She definitely clearly won round with the jab and the body kicks, and that was something too. George, was that why did she abandon that in the fight when that was actually working for her? But I'm not in the ring. Um, round two, I gave round two to Alexa because she knocked down Valentina Shevchenko while they were swinging in the pocket. Um, round three, I gave round three to Valentina Shevchenko because she almost finished Grasso in that round with that tight guillotine choke. But salute to Grasso for staying composed and she got out of it. Um, round four, um, round four to me was actually like a swing round if you look at it. Even though a lot of people gave round four to Grasso, um, including myself, because I thought because she got that big takedown, that big slam, and she was pounded on Valentina, but Valentina managed to get out. But also, uh, Valentina was also landing some good strikes in that round as well. So, like I said, I gave round four to Grasso, but like I said, other people gave round four to Valentina. Um, but moving to the last round, which was the confusing round. Um, in my opinion, I gave round five to Valentina Shevchenko because, for example, for 3 minutes and 50 seconds in that fight, Valentina was just piecing up Grasso with the jab. She was just piecing her up, and then, like I said, Valentina made that crucial mistake with the over the arm throw where she pretty much gave up her back, and uh, Grasso managed to pound onto her. Um, and she also took her back. But in my opinion, that should not win Grasso the round because, like I said, you was getting pieced up for 3 minutes and 50 seconds. In my opinion, that should not win Grasso the round. And
Hmm.
in my opinion, that round should not be scored 10-8. It should have been scored 10-9 for Valentina Shevchenko. So like I said, 1, 3, and 5 should all is the rounds that Valentina won, and she should have won the fight. But like I said, they it would what the UFC is doing. Like I said, they're trying to pander to the Mexican crowd because we all know as Valentina, walked away with that victory, something bad would have happened. So that's why the UFC pandered to the Mexican community, and also what also gave it away was that they made a Mexican belt as well. But like I said, in my opinion, Valentina Shevchenko won this fight, even though I'm not the biggest Valentina Shevchenko fan. But at the end of the day, though, I wanted to be fair, and um, Valentina won that fight.
Hmm. Yeah, one point you said, I do agree with you in aspects of this because the fact was Alexa she did get that knockdown, which was like you rarely ever seen Valentina get knocked out other than the fights which she had with um Amanda Nunes and against Holly Holm and I think Juliana Pena. She's always been dominant. Alexa at one point Alexa was doing this. She was dropping her head trying to do like Rocky Balboa, in the Rocky movies, dropping his head and taking the shots off it. But she was Valentina was hitting her with elbows too, and those
Hmm.
elbows cut her. And if anything, that's more. Once you see blood drawn, that was in the fourth round, and she was still bleeding through the fifth. Once you see that, the judges should have said, you know what, she's not defending enough. She's not blocking the punches. She's getting hit real good, flushed. And yes, those jabs working. Yeah, and she did pull away from the body shot. She should have kept it up.
Hmm.
Valentina has a mean foot. He reminded me of they got Krokoff back in the day. From what was he Czech or something? I remember him. He used to kick guys in the head. His foot was like a slapjack, and he just knocked guys out with that foot. I forgot his first name, but I know it was Krokoff. He used to have the
The Beef
trunks.
for Pride, America
Yeah,
Roca.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he went to UFC for a good bit. He did pretty well for a bit, but then he eventually started losing. But Krokoff had a mean foot. It was like a slapjack when he hear somebody hit it. And I think that was the thing is Valentina should stick with that plan. Do the body shots. But then also she was landing more significant strikes. And then her takedown. She had at least 3 or 4 takedowns. And then it had at least three submission attempts, counting the guillotine, counting rear naked choke, and armbar submission.
In the armbar, yep.
Hmm. Where Alexa maybe had 2 takedowns and only maybe 2 attempts with a choke. And I think she's trying to do armbar also. So if that's not enough work to prove that Valentina won that fight, I know what is. We got my man here, KL the Wanderer. He comes through here. Shout out to KL. Good morning, good afternoon, just in case, good evening, and good night. Thank you, KL. And also he says this: I don't have clips or pics on the fight. Wait, just go anywhere on certain on you can go to the UFC and you go to also there's the women's mixed martial arts rankings. I got to be careful about showing any pics are probably okay, but with UFC, they don't want to show any videos or anything. It's just it's just you got to be careful with the UFC. But like it's crazy. And I listen to coach. I was doing this. I was listening to coach commentating, and also I was like I had sound off on the fight because I didn't want to listen to DC and his five neck ass.
Hmm.
I like listen to coach better. And he was like me. We were pissed. A draw. I mean, and they say the guy, even Wildest Moment says that. Wildest Moment, she's a big Valentina, and also she's Mexican, but she's a big Valentino Shevchenko fan. She met Valentina a few years ago, and she agrees that it was she named the guy who was. The judge was Mike Bell. He's the one who gave the fifth round, 10-8 to Alexa. Somebody sent this
10-8
guy a
for what?
bag. Hmm?
10-8 for what? Like I said, she was getting pieced up for 3 minutes and 50 seconds in that fight. So she gets a 10-8 just for what?
A
A
takedown.
minute for a minute and what? And 10 seconds? No, that was bullshit. I'm sorry. Valentina won that fight.
Hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. It don't to me, like I said again, it just like something's not stirring the Kool Aid, man. And I'm saying that I think it was the big concern is saying because since it was done on Mexico's Independence Day, yeah, they were catering to more to the Mexican crowd because Las Vegas, between Las Vegas, California, there's a large Latino Spanish contingent. You know, I think if like this, if you feel like if you someone who watched this fight, you look at the fight count and you say, okay, Valentina had more body shots, especially with her kicks, and she, like I said again, she should have stuck with that. She should have stayed with that. If she, especially with a body shot, if you hit somebody in the right space, in the kidneys or the liver, they would fold. Me and you have seen that fights, have seen that happen. And and I think Alexa would have been out, no matter how strong she was. When you like remember the time when Kik Shagian was fighting Jessica Andrade, she took that liver shot, she was done. It takes your body when you feel that shock, especially the liver is a very important organ in your body. It regulates everything. You feel that shot, your body is going to react, and then we've seen girls who just fold. We've seen guys who fold. No one can fight it unless you have high level pain tolerance.
But we also could say though that Valentina made some lot of adjustments in this fight. She really did.
Hmm.
Yeah, she really did. Um, like I said, the jab was just there all night. She was just pepping Grasso with the jab, and Grasso really didn't have no answers for that jab.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And like I said, what else adjustment she made? Like I said, her counter was there, and the grappling was just it was just there all night. It's like every time they would grapple, Valentina would just take Grasso down, and that's another thing too. Grasso said that she made adjustments, but I mean, her striking looks sloppy, and her grappling was really bad. So to me, she like I said, she just got saved. She just got saved tonight. She got saved that night. And like I said, she shouldn't be champion right now, but like I said, they're in Mexico, so
They were
like
actually was they
just
no,
like
no,
we were
they were
telling,
in
just like
Vegas.
oh whatever, it's whatever. Mexico, Vegas,
Yeah, I can say we talk, but here's the thing like this. She what was she doing? Like Coach, Mr. Coach, his conversation that she was trying to load up on a heavy punch, and she was doing left. She was doing her because she fights left-handed. That's a southpaw. She was using that, but then she got away from it. But then I think because she when like I said, Valentina is the master of adjustments. She can when she sees something that she's not doing right, she adjusts back to it. But sometimes she doesn't do it enough time like she's supposed to. When she realized that this girl was making these mistakes, she should have kept it with body shots. Kept tackling with body shots with the kicks. Also, she should have sidestepped a little more. She was doing pretty good with the jab. The jab was the thing was saving because keep the distance. What she should have did was didn't get up close like she supposed to. We got here this is from my man KL the one who says, I admit you guys don't have clips or pics of the fight. Correction. Okay, well we can't show no clips, especially if anything pics. We probably can, but with the UFC, they're very, very, very controlled about their content. So we can't show any kind of video, even if it's after the fight. We can't even show that. When as Valentina Spitzer said yes, she's saying like yes because it's Independence Day, and she has the right to say that. But truthfully, I think to believe like I watched Coach. He talking about how he has a girlfriend. She's half Ukrainian, half black. As if and those Ukrainian Russian women had the mentality. They kind of are passive aggressive. They'll tell you something at the same time, it's kind of backhanded. How they do it. How the coach explained it to me. So we did a lot. Coach shot the coach. He's the guy who got us off. It wasn't him. He's the head of the table, head of the family. We got here one of our brothers here, my man Marcus Bell. Valentina was doing good with the jab. She was Marcus. He says to us also, salute all the rage, George Page, X 3 and 3. Salute to you, Marcus. Marcus, you need to
supposed to
stop
get
shit
my head.
talking. Yeah, we gotta get him on here. He used to always say, I got him out there. Marcus, you need to come on here, brother. You need to do some live stuff, you know. So he said like this. He said, UFC had Mexico in Las Vegas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think yeah, because they could have done it in Mexico if they wanted. Could have did it in Mexico City. As you know, what the problem is was a lot of the champions that were Mexican, like Marino and I think Rodriguez, lost their titles. So that leaves Valentina the only Mexican fighter
You
with
mean
a title. Hmm?
Grasso? You mean
I mean,
Grasso?
sorry, Grasso is sorry.
Yeah.
But you forget Valentina. Her Spanish is fluent because she for years she fought in South America and Peru, but her Spanish was fluent. You know, like I said, it's just crazy. And knowing this, and you know what? One thing was Daddy Damien wasn't there. It's funny. This you would think the boss man we there, but my guess I think he was kind of afraid if they did give the title to Valentina that there was going to be some problems. That's why that's why he had Sean Shelby pull out the belt.
Right. That's what I was saying, man. That's
Hmm.
why. Because, like I said, if they scored it a 10-9 for Valentina, right, in that fifth round, she would have won that. She would have won that fight with a split decision.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
made it 10-8 for Grasso. You know what I mean?
Don't
It's
make no
it's
sense.
it's
It don't.
bullshit.
It's,
It's
it's,
really it's bullshit.
it's
And
bullshit.
like I said,
Somebody.
I'm not the biggest Valentina Shevchenko fan, but fair is fair. But she won that fight.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a big Valley fan. She was really confident. One thing people think, what she's doing, how she's training. She was over in Thailand training in because one thing, there's one guy I listen to how he talks about how Alexa's so humble, she has humility. Well, that's nice, but it doesn't really make anything. I mean, just tells her that she's a nice person. But the fact is, it's not necessary and needed really in the fight game. I like Van Taylor's when she says, you know what, be yourself. If that's who Lexa Grasso is, cool. But some people can be fake too. Be yourself, and that's what Valentina is. She's herself. She felt like most definitely she felt like she was screwed. And no one says if someone like Foster Lucky Charms said, what I'm talking about, Foster Lucky Charms, you know, and no one says when he says something like that, people say, yeah, Connor, you got screwed, yeah, yeah, yeah. But everybody, I think there's a lot of fighters who admit that truthfully, Lexa didn't win this fight. I don't know if they're gonna have an immediate rematch. I think they should.
I think you should highlight what Marcus Bell said. Highlight his comment.
Yeah, where is it? Where Marcus says, he says this. Okay, thank you for sharing that. One thing I don't like from Valentina was that she has having success with the jab and all of a sudden went to for the takedown. Yeah. Well, how sometimes in a fight, Marcus, sometimes some people just get away from their original strategy and should stick with it all the way. But sometimes, even Pavel probably told her you should stick with the plan. Because Pavel always has a plan. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, this is from an XA says, I just seen the highlights. They said it was a draw, I but gave Grasso the belt. I don't understand. Well, yeah, they gave her the belt because the fact was they was really catered to her fan base, which is strongly Mexican. And really, right now, if you really know the demographics of Mexicans in America, the Latino community in America, it just about outnumbers white people, and we are like number three. Even though we have lived in this country, our people have lived in the country over 400 years, but our population has not grown because the fact that certain things have been gone around the system, especially for black people, stuff that has been done. We should be at least second behind white people in this country, but we're still, I think black people only make 13, 50% of America between prison incarceration, between other shit that has been going on for years. You know, we should have been a higher population, but because Mexico is such a close country to the American borders, it's a lot easier for them to come here than it is for us. You can't get a lot of people from Africa because hey, most Africans they don't want to come over here unless they are really poor and have a way to get here, you know. But the fact is that they were catering to really to the fan base, and I don't know that judge. He should be. Any check his bank account.
Not only that, but he needs to be fired. 10
Mhm.
8. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
and even guys like like the American simp. I bet you will. I'll wait to coach. You know, 'cause I don't watch. I don't pay anything Chael Sonnen. I'll wait to coach checks him out because I know he's gonna say something. The coach is gonna pay attention to it. I don't we listen to the American simp, but most definitely there's a bunch of people, a lot of fighters. You can go on Twitter, Twitch, whatever. They're probably saying that Lexa did not win this fight.
No,
Not
and
convincingly.
what makes it even more worse was that she was celebrating it as it was a draw. Like, excuse me, the fight ended in a draw, and Grasso was celebrating like she won the fight. It
You
was a
didn't win the
draw. What
fight.
the fuck you
A
celebrating
draw.
for?
Like I remember watching this old cartoon show called Bobby's World, and they say get a draw is like kissing your sister. You know, say because you do kiss a woman, but it's your sister. It's not as satisfying to kiss like someone like one of my favorite bodybuilders, Andrea Shaw. Oh my god, or kissing someone like who's the or like Mackenzie Dern. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Mackenzie Dern, but that. Oh, she has a body on her. I'm using the wrong guy when I talk about Mackenzie Dern, but it's just a draw. It's not really a win. It's not really a lose either. But technically, you're only champion by default because you're still a champion at the time. They should have just do this. When you have a draw, hold the title in vacancy to have a
What
rematch.
they should have done, if right, if it was a draw, they should have done a sudden death round. That's what they should have done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we need to see that more, and because the draw just is just unfinished. I've seen it sometimes in some kickboxing tournaments. They do that. If there's a draw, they have a sudden death match. See, because come on, I see. I think they don't do it in boxing. They don't do it in boxing because when we have a draw, you have a draw. But I think there's different rules for different sports. It's crazy. Let's just hear from a man. Okay, he says that was a sexy fight. It was all right. I don't want to call it sexy, but it's all right. Um, this is from him. It says she seems like she was heavy, hitting more. Didn't at one point she knocked her out and rolled her over. That was what happened to Alexa. Alexa got knocked down Valentina, and Valentina rolled over, but she got back up and she put her against the cage and Valentina was doing better cage work. This is from man Marcus. He says, one thing that I have to be honest about is the fifth round. Valentina almost got submitted by becoming too over uh, zealous.
Zealous. That's
Zealous.
what he meant to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it was close, but the fact was that close is like close with cigars, like close but no cigar. Truthfully, if Valentina had not did that and got that close and kept it distance, maybe
And
do a
kept it
push kick.
standing. Yeah.
Hmm? Yeah, doing a push kick or a spinning back kick, time it right, she probably would have kept the distance like it was before. But I don't know. It's just crazy. Oh, this is from my man KL. He says this. He says that was the plan, George. Black people ain't going to be behind white people in terms of the population in America. That's why more immigrants keep coming, especially people from the border. Yeah. The thing is, many of them are descendants from the people who originally here lived in this country years ago, and this is part of their heritage. But because they created a border, separate them from because back in the day, before there was even America, many people would travel down south because that's the time when all the animals and creatures move. Because when they get to certain parts of the country would get cold, they had to follow the game. Many people who make descent are of Native American descent. So technically, they have a connection to this country, to almost all the country, from everything from South Central America all the way up to here in the United States, all the way up to Canada. It's technically their birthright as much as anybody. Many people of Mexican descent are of Spanish descent, but mostly they are native descent. Even though it's just they created borders because for whatever reason, and you can't countries like Nevada and California were originally Spain territories, but America, like anything, just pushed them out and just conquered. But like I said, it's just that's just synopsis, folks. But I'm just saying this. Whoever I don't know, I think most definitely Valentina should protest. She can put in paperwork saying, "Hey, I don't, protest the judge's, decision to make this thing 10-8 round." I mean, it's just crazy
They gotta run
that
it back, though. They gotta
hmm
run it back.
we probably won't see a fight till like maybe about
Maybe by the
Next,
end of the year.
nah, they say it'd be too soon. They'll probably push it to around about the first of next year.
I mean,
You
end
know,
of the year should be good. That's what we what
yeah, that's what we want. But we, you
what
know what,
September,
it's not.
October.
If enough people push it for it, possibly. But Dana Wife beater. They signed a new contract with I think they're trying to make it more, WWE ish, and because that now they call TKO the new company that runs both WWE and UFC. I don't know. They might have a lot more control now, and they might, wrestling doesn't work like the way like we know with UFC. We as the fans, we get the fights we want, but now they get this new merger. It could affect how UFC is done. We're going to see fights that we don't want to see, or we're just going to see stuff that we don't. We usually like right now. MMA is a big sport, even though the fighters don't get paid as much. Big question: if I was fighter say, "Hey, now with this new merger, are we going to get paid?" I think that's some these fighters should be asking. Are we going to get some real money? You know, even we are. I think anything. It's sad that even the top notch UFC fighter doesn't even make as much as a top notch boxer. They make Jamie they make maybe just enough as a guy who's not even ranked and don't even have a title. What you think?
Can you say that again? Because I lost connection.
Oh, I was saying that that WCW, WWE, sorry, and the UFC have merged now. They have this company called TKO. They're the ones who take over them now. And the
I thought
question,
it was Endeavor.
well, now actually it's Endeavor, but they call it TKO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it switched. I think it switched names or something. You can. I think Coach will tell you if you call Coach, he'll probably tell you because I know I saw some stuff here and there. But with this, the merger was official. I think was it a couple of days ago. The Rock came on SmackDown. He rock bottom his guy Austin Theory. Like I said, I have not watched wrestling. I don't know half these guys now. I was like once I saw Jay Cargill came back last week. And she lost the second fight against Chris Stanlander, and I like Chris. I like Jay Cargill. I hate that she lost her title, and I hate that she lost her second fight to the same person. I hope I don't know. Maybe she might go to WWE. I feel like they're holding her. Right now she's like mid contract negotiation. She should be fighting for the women's title, but the TBS title it should be an afterthought now. She lost it. Go after the big title. I don't know.
I don't know,
But
man. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, man. So I can't really help you on that.
yeah, I understand. It's just it really has wrestling is really I don't know. It's not as entertaining like we used to. Like we grew up in the Attitude Era. I grew up before the Attitude Era started. And other than I do watch wrestling, that's like wow, it's a little more entertaining. It's like gorgeous. It's like I remember the old show Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. That was fun to watch. I was like in my preparation age, it was fun to watch Saturday mornings after the cartoons. And wrestling. I watched guys like Ric Flair and Chief Wahoo McDaniel, Magnum TA. I grew up watching them, and then only time I got to watch like WWE, WWF was they had it. Used to have it on Sunday nights main event, no Saturday night main event. That was the night before WrestleMania. Used to come on every Saturday before WrestleMania, and or also you should have a little special every now and then until we came up, moved up to town, and got cable. I didn't watch as much WF until we got the cable because most times WF was every now and then they might show it on regular television when they're down in the country, but you mostly will see it more on cable. But it's just like a lot of wrestlers I grew up watching are either dead, retired. Sting is still wrestling. I know he's 60. I mean, I saw a picture of Shawn Michaels hanging out with Nikita Lyons. He looks like an old sugar daddy. Like there's pictures somewhere. I think I posted somewhere. I said it to a lady I know. She's an ex-female bodybuilder. She's a big Shawn Michaels fan. I said, "Look at your man. Look like he's a sugar daddy." Hanging out with this girl. And Nikita Lyons. You know who Nikita Lyons is? She wrestles over in WWE. cute white girl, thick as a motherfucker. Oh my god, she got it. Oh my god, she likes to pee and she likes to sit on you. Oh my god. I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
like I said, I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, but I would say this, like I said, they got to run it back. They have to run it back. That's the only thing that makes sense right now.
it
That's all.
does. I mean,
Only
we,
fight that makes sense. Sorry, a lot of people want Blanchard next,
no,
but
no,
Blanchard, she needs to. I think she needs to take on what's his name,
no.
no, and like I said, Grasso and thing you have to run it back. They got to run
Hmm.
it back. That's the only
Yeah.
thing that makes sense right now. You can't leave a rivalry. You can't leave a rivalry with just a draw like that. You can't.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying to remember where there was a rivalry where it ended. We had one win, one loss, but they never had that third fight to break the rivalry. I'm trying to remember who did that. Well, I think it was like, I'm trying to remember. I know it happens quite often in boxing, um, happens. I've seen sometimes happen in MMA where I've seen a rivalry with one won, one loss, and then you need that third fight to break it, and then either that one person retired or they got injured or something, or I don't know. It's always something. Oh, we got man Marcus Bell here. He says
Go ahead,
this.
read what he said. It was funny. Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I have to honest about is that the fifth round, Valentina almost got something, and oh, that's the same thing. Oh, he sells to something else. Oh no, here he is. There it is. Since there wasn't a winner, the belt should have been cut in half, with Val getting half of the belt, while Grasso gets the other half.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, split the baby. Like you remember the story of Solomon, King Solomon, where this woman had a baby, the other woman had a baby, and one woman's baby died. So the other woman said that her baby is her baby. They both come to the king to see what they want to do. The king said, you know what, let's split the baby. He pulled out so he gonna cut the baby in half. The other woman, the real mother, said, no, let her have the baby. I don't want my baby to die. You know, but then the King Solomon realized you're the real mother and gave the baby back to her. And I think Alexa, most definitely, she'd be the one. She'd take the half of the belt, but not Valentina. She wants it all. She wants it all, and I think she deserves it all. Like I said, I'm a Valentina fan, and I was certain. I was people doubting. I heard people say, "Oh no," even WWE Addict, and Addict can't say that. I know he watched that fight. He cannot say that Valentina rightfully won that fight. I think he did a live stream about it. He watched the fight and did a live stream. I might check it out, listen to it later. Got some stuff I need to work on. And I listen sometimes when I'm working on stuff like videos for stuff coming up for the bodybuilding shows, my comparison videos. I listen to some the addict stuff. I listen to other people's stuff too. But I was listening to one guy earlier. He was talking about how how much humility Alexa got. So she has that, but that doesn't mean that she's the best fighter. You know, but no one says when Conor McGregor's out here saying you know punching DJs and robbing strippers and stuff like that. I mean, but it's just double standard.
I would have to say this though, that Valentina should have taken a page out of the rematch between Amanda Nunes and Julian Pena. I mean, she should have just went into that fight like a bulldog, and you say, "Hey, I'm here to take your fucking belt." You know what I mean? Because I don't like that thing where Valentina just sits there and wait, especially as a title fight and you're the challenger. You have to go into that fight and say, "Hey, I'm here to take your fucking belt." And that's what Amanda Nunes did in the second fight when she fought Julian Payne. They said, "Bitch, I'm coming to take your fucking belt." We're not, even though it went to the judges, but Amanda actually, like I said, she dropped Julian Pena like 5 times in that fight, making a statement like, "Bitch, I'm taking your belt." And like I said, even though, like I said, Valentina was good into that fight, but I was at least expecting a little bit more from her. Like I said, if she had kept up the body kick, she could have probably dropped. She could have probably dropped Alexa. You know what I mean? But like I said, she wanted to sit and wait and counter. I know even though the jab was working, but like I said, going there and trying to like be like a little bit more aggressive, trying to hurt her, try to drop her, you know what I mean? So you could at least make the fight a little bit more close, even though I still think Valentina won the fight, but
Mhm.
still, you know what I mean? Because like I said, when the fight is that close, it goes to the fucking judges, man. And and like I said, it's Mexican independence, so and they already have a fucking belt already made for Grasso. So you know what I mean. So, but in my opinion, I still think Valentina won that fight, but I would have been more if she was a little bit more aggressive and like it said, paid out of that rematch with Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes. It's just been more aggressive, try to hurt her. You know what I mean? Even though she bloody her up, but like drop her ass, do something, man. You know what I mean?
Throw a drop kick or something. You know,
Not
be
drop,
great.
but like you
I
know what I
know,
mean? Be a little bit more aggressive, man.
aggressive. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
because
mean?
that's the style. She. It's hard for her to break that style. She's done it for so long, being a counter. You know, it has worked for her, but now she needs to get away from it. She might need to work with. I think she needs to go one of these. She likes to travel. Do go into one of these dark dungeon gyms. Do like in Rocky 4, in the Rocky 3, when he goes to Apollo Creed and he goes to the hood. You know, I mean that's what she needs. She needs Apollo Creed. Maybe she might need Amanda Nunes. That could help. Honestly, I think that could. I don't know, would she take help from Amanda Nunes, but that's a good strategy. Go with someone like Amanda Nunes. Work at her gym because you know Amanda has her own gym now, and you know, and maybe she'll take her pull her out of that habit. It's gonna take a long time because she has done it for so long, and it's hard for like fighters to break their habits, you know. But it's time to change strategy. I understand she likes traveling. I like that about her. She likes to travel, go to a gym. She don't have a assigned gym. She's a Ronin. As you know, if you know anything about Ronins, Ronins are samurais with no masters. They go different here, they go there, they go whoever who has the highest bidder. And that's what she is. She's a traveler. But maybe instead of going across the other side of the world, this time, for this fight, go find the dankest, toughest gym. Go where they break you down and build you up. Maybe step away from Pavel for a minute. You know, maybe Pavel can come along. He can probably, but him, I don't think he wants to stay second to anybody else. That's the thing with Pavel. I can understand that, but I think with this time, you need to rebuild yourself. And truthfully, I think she needs to go work with somebody, maybe Amanda Nunes, maybe I would say GDR, or hell.
Maybe she's multi, right? She's multi, so maybe she should at least get somebody like in the like a kickboxing coach. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because like I said, Alexa Grasso is a boxer, and we all know boxers don't like to be kicked. Because
That's true. This is from man Marcus Bell. He's dropping. He says, one thing to also point out is that Grasso didn't get a ruby for not technically defending her belt against Valentina. Yes, he don't get a ruby. So that means this win doesn't count. She only has that one win over Valentina, and this does not count. They don't give you a ruby if you don't actually win a fight. So she's not. She's only she. Her belt is just still brand new, and I don't think they're going to invest into any more. I think after if Alexa loses the next fight, that belt is gone. They'll give it to her as a consolation prize. But Valentina's not gonna keep that belt. It's not her style. It's too flashy. She's not that flashy of a person. You know, but she's brutal. She's brutal, and she needs to be more brutal. She needs to be. You just gotta come in there like a boss. Oh, we just lost my man XA. I mean, let me check his what's going on. He might be connected issues, but he'll come back. But see, I had the hater, and the hater he hates can't hate no more. I don't like how this fight ended. I watched it, and I've seen that. Yeah, Letza had some good points, but Valentina was adjusting to her stance. She was throwing more jabs and also takedowns. And if you looked at the blow by blow count, Valentina had more significant strikes than Alexa. And Alexa, like I said again, she was doing like Rocky Balboa, dropping her head, trying to come moving forward. That shit, that's good if you're Rocky Balboa. You got to think about it. Somebody might hit you with a kick, hit you with a headshot, and then boom, your last face out. That's what Valentina should have did. She had stepped back and timed the kick, and she probably would have knocked out Alexa Grasso. And she would have been flat in her face, and then watch the whole Mexican crowd. Boo, no, no, your girl got knocked the fuck out. That's what happened, you know. But I think X say you had to. Told me earlier he had to drop out. I don't know. Usually, there he is. There he is. Yeah, I was wondering where he went. We're back in the scene of crime, huh?
Yeah, I lost connection, man.
That's all right. We like I said, we're gonna be out here too much longer because I know he just had a big breakfast. I keep telling him, hey, you don't need a big breakfast. Hey, you just moderately. Nice sandwich, a nice little drink, you'll be fine. Your stomach don't need that much. Hey, take this from a lesson from a fat man. Like I said, folks, if you had no, my A1C had went down. I have not to gain too much weight, but I have not lost too much weight. I need to get back in the gym, but my shoulder been bothering me, and I need to get it checked out by my orthopedics. He's talking about surgery. I don't want to do surgery, and I don't like to make medication too much, especially pain medication. But what do we want to see happen? You know, in the next because we only got can you believe it? We got 3 months left of this year. Crazy. I mean, see,
We're
like,
in November and December, right? Yeah.
yeah, we're in the middle of December. This is like the technically it's the second week. No, actually the third week. Third week. Starting the third week. You know, God, I mean, so the year just started. It already we're at the end. Um what like I said, you said they should have the fight maybe in December, the rematch.
Well, now I sound kind of stupid when I say that because
Hmm.
there's a possibility that one of them might get suspended.
Which one you think? Go on. We if you like you saying what coach is thinking that somebody might be juicing. Hello? I think we lost connection. Yeah, he'll pop back up. But I think they feel like you can't suspend Valentina for her comments. She has the right to say what she wants to say. This is America supposed to be freedom of speech, but freedom of speech is just as you make of it. I think there's a possibility that
Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. Me losing connection it's very irritating.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, they always do that suspension thing. So, like I said,
What?
she broke her thumb,
Because,
so she might be out for.
oh yeah, yeah. Cause I saw she was doing it. She talking. Yeah, so she had a thing on her hand, and yeah. Then also, well, no one got knocked out, so they don't do concussion protocols unless you get knocked out.
So she might be out. So, um, like I said, um, it's all up to what they want, but I still think that's the fight to make. So, it should be what's his name? It should happen maybe like next year.
Like I said, yeah.
And Marcus made up a good point, and he said that what's his name?
Here you go.
Let he said Aaron and Mono should be the co-event for the title eliminator. Yeah, that makes sense. Or one of them should be a backup. Should be a backup for the a backup fighter. In case
Yeah,
something.
yeah. One fight we are still waiting on is they didn't announce who is going to fight for the vacated 135 belt.
We don't know, George. We don't know. But I was thinking early on today, and I was walking, and I was saying to myself, for example, if the UFC just move on from Valentina and fucking what's his name and Alexa Grasso, right?
Hmm.
And they about to make a new matchup. I was saying to myself, hmm, since that the 135 is vacated, I was saying to myself maybe Valentina should move up and and go for that because when you look at it right now, the only contender that actually stands out right now, well, actually, there's two of them that actually stands out is Rocky Pennington because she's on the five-fight win streak, and there is Juliana Pena. And like I said, there's already bad blood between both Valentina Shevchenko and Juliana Pena. So I say to myself, okay, that'll probably be a good, a pretty good fight to make, Valentina versus Juliana Payne too. Because if I remember correctly, um, I think it was like maybe a couple months ago. This is when Juliana Pena was on the panel with this was her going into that second Amanda Nunes fight, and Valentina and Julia Payne was going back and forth. So I would say to myself, why not? That why not? If the UFC goes to another route with Alexa Grasso, even though I still think that's the fight they should make, is the fight number three. But if they go another route, I say, okay, you know, have Valentina go back up to 135, and then she can fight, Pena for the belt. But like I said, we talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago. The UFC was still holding out for the Ronda Rousey thing. So
which is never going to happen because Ronda is making too much money over with WWE. She's not going to come back, and plus, she's been out too long. I mean, she's already, she's already domesticated. Her and her Travis Brown have a family. They got a child together. She did that little thing with her and Shayla Baszler a while back. That was just for entertainment wise. But no, her. It's like like why does even Cupcake Cake come back? I mean, you just don't have that same drive.
I don't know. She Hate versus what's his name, Pena for the vacant belt.
No, no one
I
wants to see
don't know.
that.
I don't know. There won't be enough hype behind it because Tate's been losing. He's
Uh-huh.
been losing. So that's why I've been saying that Valentina Shevchenko versus Pena, there's actually some, the hype behind it because, like I said, they already fought, and like I said, they were actually going at it when they was doing the Q and A, and when they was doing that Q&A panel. So, but we have to see what the UFC is planning. But that's what I was thinking on early on this morning. But still,
Mhm.
I think you know with the way that second fight between Grasso and Valentina, and I still think they should just do the trilogy.
I think I kind of agree with you. The trilogy. I think you're gonna push you around about maybe. See, she. I don't know if Valty broke her thumb or she sprained it. If it's a broke, if it's a sprain, then it takes a few months for it to heal. Got to let the muscle settle. If it's a break, mm, a clean break doesn't take too long. It's all depending.
Maybe
And
February, March.
February, March might go back to March. Maybe almost 2 years since almost a year since he lost the title. So yeah, they might try to do that. That kind of makes sense. The year in March, the year when she lost the month when she lost the title, a year from the time she lost the title. So um, you could make the Manon Blanchfield fight is a like would they make it on a one thing I don't think they because they feel like maybe with Lexa now they might put it on a pay per view because Valentina rarely ever other than a few times she never hit a pay per view. She'll main event a fight night
Fight
and
night.
yeah, but now that they have another champ, they might try to push it for a pay per view. And then Blanchfield they have to most definitely would have they rarely ever have like too often have women co-main event back to back with each other. They'll probably put in someone like let's see, uh, McNuggets or somebody, or maybe John Jones and Steepy, something like that. No, if John Jones and Steepy, then they have the main event. So it has to be somebody, maybe I think they might do this. Alexa and Valentina main event. Then you have a men's title contendership. Who's gonna get next shot for whatever title that's like maybe something like bantamweight or something like uh uh flyweight, one of those titles, and then you have Manon and Aaron as the third fight in the main event. You know, that's right there behind that's how they might do it. If they ever go try to let either Alexa and Valentina main event has to be a really big title contendership fight for men, so people will want to watch it. You know, but then they
Nah,
have to make them headline because
I can't match make for shit, man.
Me, I'm not, coach is the better man at that, or coach, or Colin
Oh
Breaker,
yeah,
or shout out to Colin Breaker. Hey, Colin Breaker, I got you news. If you listen, brother, your favorite girl Shannon Steely now is an IFB pro. So congratulations to her. But yeah, I just like I said, more likely they're gonna push the fight till March, maybe April, March, early
yeah.
March, mid
February.
February.
If
Then
that was the plan that they want to do it,
mhm. And
yeah.
then more likely they're gonna probably try to see Pena versus you know um
Rocky Pennington.
yeah Peggy Pennington. I don't call her Rocky. She doesn't ever call that name. Ever since she quit on the stool, I don't. Rocky is a name to consider to somebody who deserves it. Rocky Balboa, Rocky Marciano. Those are Rockies. I'm not a big Marciano fan because they mostly gave him soup cans, but he's a legend. He's the only fighter went undefeated. In boxing, but they gave him easy fights. Yeah, that's the debate of it, but truthfully, it is. But and Rocky Balboa, come on, who doesn't love Rocky? But yeah, but I don't call her. I call her by her name, or I call her name nickname Pig Leg. She is not because I don't deserve to be called Rocky. You can call her that, but me, I don't. But yeah, that's a possibility. They really don't really want to grow 145, but after what happened with Chelsea Chandler and Noma Dumont, that was a big letdown.
Yeah.
That was Chelsea was running faster than the Shakari Richardson in that fight. And I mean, it was a big point. If she had dominated and won that fight, they would probably would still kept up 145. But now and this you get someone like Danielle Wolf who's on the contract. What do you do with her? She can't. She's not going to be able to squeeze in 135 because she's too big. She's tall. She's it's a mess. I think people like Holly Holm. I mean, now that she technically won that fight against Mara Baron Silva, she's gonna probably get the push. By technicality, because she still fits the fan base. But she's getting too old. She's in good shape. Holly has a great body. I mean, maybe she should retire. Maybe get into bodybuilding. She can maybe compete in. She has that physique kind of body, long, tall. I don't know if she want to wear high heels, but she has that potential. As a bodybuilder I saw who looks kind of like Holly Holm, I told her that, and she was kind of happy saying thank you. But you know, it's just the UFC really don't really put their women talent too much use as they should. They're always gonna, like I know one thing, Fruity Fruit Cake Israel, he lost, fuck him. I don't care about the other guy, but fuck Israel. I don't call him by his nickname because I don't have respect for him. Usman, God knows when we ever see him come back. Francis supposed to be fighting Fury.
Esper,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. I hope he does beat him because but I doubt it. You know, unless he hits him with a head kick.
uh,
But really, they don't really cap out. And what also they need to develop a 105 division. There are some people, women are too small for 120, 115, like Laboma Labumke, Tabitha Ritchie. I mean, they're struggling. You know, I know they say that we don't see a lot of knockouts at 105, but you see some women going hard. The 105 girls, if you're watching Victor, you know,
no,
the, yeah, I watch Victor. The 105 girls go hard. Yeah, you see some gravel, but there's more speed, it's fast, it's quick. They move. I mean, maybe not as powerful compared if you go to 115 to 125, 135, but it's more. They have more better movement. Marcus he can testify to that because he does watch Invicta, and I watch it too because I support it. As you know, as a content maker, I'm a content maker mostly for women and because I do a lot of stuff for women's bodybuilding, but also like coach, I do a lot of stuff for women's MMA. I had interviewed Brittany Cowley. She's supposed to be fighting in a couple of months in December for the women's 135 title at UFL, the United Fighting League. Shout out to her. And I think the UFC really always been filming the ball with. They just what it is. One thing I think they said they supposed to have cut Tisha Torres, but they said she's not cut. But like I said, she's had a baby. It's going to take a while a woman to recover. You look at they still have The Cookie Monster. She's right now. She's a few months along. That's one thing. I think some people don't like the fact that one thing about women, that women, especially if you are, well, you can't say hetero relationship, because Jermaine Duraname had a baby. Tisha and Raquel had their baby. Nina and Amanda had their baby. But generally, most women who are women, like people like Carla, Brenda Marcos, Yana Kuzkaya, who have husbands, boyfriends. That happens. You can be on birth control, but sometimes birth control is not 100%. It happens. Sometimes, especially, when you feel a little better, you feel good, maybe you take some time off, you're not in a fight camp, and, you just feel good to be with your man. We got here Me. This is a new person. I think he says also. He says, matchmaker seen Shelley was shocked when Bruce Buffer told him the fight was a draw. So and also robbery Mike Bell. Yeah, he somebody. Hey, I think there's a big Mexican drug cartel. Yeah, hey, he might got a knock at the door. A bunch of vatos telling, hey, Vatolo, you better go with that girl. You got a problem there, okay? Say, okay, don't you know I'm loco? I mean, that could have happened. You know, I don't know what the guy looked like. Mike Bill. Please don't tell me he's a brother. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I hope he's not. But he probably is. He might be a white dude. I feel like he's a white dude. He got scared. Hmm?
Hold on, let me find out.
Yeah. He says also, cartel, well said. Truthfully, possibly, because it doesn't make sense. This
He's
is
a
why
white guy.
he's a white guy.
Yep, he's a white guy.
Yeah, I should have guessed it. Yeah, thank you. Any, this is what we talked about this. Coach talked about this. Colin Breaker talked about this. Um, no filter. WME addict. That I think more of these judges should be either ex fighters,
Or
trainer.
what they should do is that, like, they should explain why they gave. They need to explain why they scored a 10-8. Why did he score it? So at least people could at least know why did he give them that score. You know what I mean? Because like
Mhm.
I said, that still does not make sense that they gave Grasso a 10-8 round just for having control for 1 minute in the fifth round. That does not make no sense at all. While
No.
she was getting pieced up for 3 minutes and 50 seconds. That does not make sense. You know what I mean? He needs to explain why he gave her a 10-8 round.
Hmm. I mean, she'd be set in front of administrators and the board saying, "Mr. Bell, please explain to us why did you give Mrs. Grasso, Miss Grasso, this score 10-8, when which from where we're looking at, we playing looking at it, she was getting pieced up like a ham on Thanksgiving dinner, and she only had that one takedown the last minute of the fifth round. Mr. Bell, can you explain your reasoning for giving this Miss Grasso 10-8? I mean, most definitely Miss Shevchenko was dominant through the fight. I mean, she was throwing continuous jabs. She had more control. I mean, even though she made that little mistake, there still was enough. And also, throughout the whole fight, she had more cage control. I want to know your answer, Mr. Bell. And he said, I take the fifth. You have the lawyer, more likely. And here it is. This is from me. He says, "Wow, yes, explanations from the judges and approved refereeing courses." Well,
Yep, that too.
yeah,
That too, because
because
there
they had.
was there was a fight, right? I
Mhm.
believe on the prelims. I'm gonna bring this up. There was a fight on the prelims, right, that I saw where one of the referees, I think it was Mike Taglioni, I believe his name. It was the ball guy, and I guess one of the Brazilian fighter. I guess because I guess his arm went limp, and he ends up stopping the fight. But when he stopped the fight, the dude was fine, and I think DC and what's his name, Dominic Cruz explained it very well that he was actually trying to relax. But in that situation, when the referee saw his hand went limp, he thought he went out. And that's another. And that's like I said, that's another thing too. Is that they need to get better. They need to get better referees as well. They need to do that as well. So I'm glad that Emily brought that up because that needed to be talked to more about as well. Because Mike Tornoti fucked up. He fucked up not once, but that was the second time he did that shit.
Hmm. You sound like a, you know who we're talking about. If she dies, she dies. That's Mario Yamasaki. Remember that fight with Valentina and Cachiera? You
Yeah,
know, it was. Even Valentina looked up at him for a second, say, "Hey, are you gonna stop this? I'm beating this girl up like she's like she's ground beef." And I mean,
he said he said sorry. I meant in Pooh and Judge, of course, and that too as well. They need they
yeah,
need to get they need to get ex fighters to judge because most of these judges they don't know what the fuck they looking at.
yeah.
You know.
There's plenty of these old fighters who probably can use make a little money for themselves. Like you remember a while back, Tito Ortiz had to get welfare. And I know some fighters who are struggling financially because many of them don't make a lot of money. Like the Chuck Liddells, or a while back Matt Hughes who was in an accident. You know, there's a lot of fighters who are down and out. Probably some of them living hand to foot now. They can hire like I said again, ex fighters, trainers, coaches. I mean, even referees. Would be better. You don't get some, especially they like Coach Taylor said some of them they get from boxing, and many of them don't understand the aspects of MMA. If you don't understand the sport, you shouldn't have to take a 2 day course just to say explain. You need to be somebody who's been in the game. If you say like what's it his what's his name? He's a referee now. Um, God, I know it. I forget his name. I recognize him when I see him, but he used to be a fighter, but he's a referee now. I've seen him referee in some fights. You know,
Frank
guys
Trigg.
like hmm?
Frank
Frank,
Trigg.
yeah, Frank Trigg, Frank Trigg,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Frank Trigg is a ref now. You know,
They should
and
use them all.
hmm yeah, you need more often. Like I said again, there's a lot of these guys who are not in the business anymore. Who's probably they might have a gym, or they're not doing anything. Hell, even Big Dumb McCarthy, he could be a judge. He understands the fight game. He's been in some barn burners during his career, and and I think maybe like I said, Mario Yamasaki can come back and become a judge. He was a great referee. He probably a better judge. I mean, there's a lot of fight and a lot of these ex-fighters, judges, and coaches who understand the art of MMA, who understand the aspects of it. If that was somebody who understood the fight, they would say, "No, Alexa um, doesn't deserve to win this fight. She should be, she should lose the title." This is from me. Says, "XA, yes, good point about ref courses. Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, it should be. I think here's this is the funny thing about this. I was studying massage therapy a few years ago, and what happened was because it takes you at least 2 3 years because you get your certification. When you become a police officer, it takes you barely 90, I think 90 days to about 6 months. What it is, I believe. Now these are people who are dealing with people, being the public, and dealing with people's lives, carrying weapons. They only train for 6 months at the most, I believe, to be police officers. But it takes me about 2 or 3 years to do massage therapy. And it's crazy how there is different standards for certain things. In some countries with police officers, like they used to train for a year or more because he wants you to learn criminal psychology. He wants you to know bomb diffusion, weapon techniques, diffusion techniques. You really get a good. Some countries have better police because the fact is they teach their police overall everything. Here in America, you just need to know how to shoot. and the fight, and that's about it. And that's why we have so much issues with police and brutality and other stuff, because they don't try to separate people and see how they psychologically how they affect doing with the public. But yeah, that's what the judges that they should be, and this Mike Bell guy should be investigated. You know what? But like I said, Dana White Peter had no control of the judges. Because I think they're a different section body. Because many judges, some of these judges we judged other fights organizations. Like you might hear that guy again, someone like in Bellator or PFL or Invicta or you know what other organization that can use a judge. Those are separate, institution from the fight game. And like I said, some of these judges will also be judges in boxing too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's crazy, man. But
yeah.
we'll find out what they're gonna do in a couple more months. Well,
Hmm.
right now, Valentina should be champion. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say.
Is she? Yeah, I know you're not a big fan of her, but you agree with me that she deserves this. This is we're gonna head up. We have one more here from my man Me. He said, "Me, I'm shocked. Police officers only train for 6 months. I thought it should be at least for a year, or that's how it is. Because the fact is, America has one of the highest crime rates in the world. You can go to countries like Great Britain. They might not have a murder, but every maybe 2 or 3 months at the most, because they have stricter higher gun control. While in America, there's a murder about every 2 or 3 minutes. In Japan, they have gun laws where you have to be certified and trained to keep your gun registration. America, you can, like here in North Carolina, open carry. Sometimes a couple times I was walking Walmart, I see a guy with a holster on, you know. And there's some states like Florida want to say, hey, let's give teachers guns. The last thing you want to do is give teachers guns, because someday you have a bad day. You can't. No, 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 no. And Florida's one of those countries, one of those states that just is too ignorant, too damn ignorant. It's sad because they got for governor. He is ignorant and he's trying to run for president. He don't deserve to win it. And knows that, I mean, he's no trying to denounce Black history. Try the hardest at how much we contribute to this country. I'm sorry to get on my soapbox, but I can't help it every now and then. I just recently, as you know, I was following a channel that promotes bodybuilding, and they do stuff and interviews of women's bodybuilding. And there's other guy who does also bodybuilding, and his channel got penalized for making comments which goes against medical concerns. Now he talked about it on IG. I don't understand he's not happy about it, but he knows YouTube is a business and it's about them. This guy makes comments talking about under Biden administration like be under Nazi Germany. What the fuck? That is the stupidest comment in the world. During Nazi Germany, people were killed for being different. If you weren't white Christian, if you were homosexual, if you were gypsy, if you were disabled, if you were any kind of minority, you were sent to a concentration camp and killed. This is not Nazi Germany, nothing like that. It's just a situation where you must concern of the demands of the many outweighs the demands of the few. It happens, especially in times of war. Back in the day, took World War II, there were restrictions. You couldn't buy sugar too much. You couldn't buy this too much. Metals and stuff was needed for guns and weapons. You have to understand. But the problem is, with society, everything that you obligate to every person to give you everything you want. Not. A country must decide what is more important: the needs of the many over the needs of the few. And I had to block that guy. I'm not following. There's a lady who I did interview, which is a female bodybuilder, sweet lady. I like her. I don't watch any of her content what she does for them, because I'll follow her on social media, but I don't watch any of the content she does, that because I cannot respect anybody who say something that's stupid. That's bad ignorance. This is for me. Before we go out, he says rematch for Shevchenko. I don't think the UFC will give it to her. Mostly likely they will make Manon versus Shevchenko. I don't want to see that shit.
Nah,
No, I don't want, because I
let's
think
see, man.
she's gonna beat her. She's gonna straight out beat her. She's gonna dog walk Manon. Manon better get back by Katie Chikagian. How you think she's gonna do against Valentina? And
And the
you know
thing is that we still haven't even seen Mano's ground game yet. So
yeah, she mostly just used her height and her strength, and I think
yeah,
that's not enough. I've seen there's some strong fighters, but it's like sometimes like let's talk about Jessica Andrade. How she's supposed to be fighting Mackenzie Dern. What the hell? You just got your ass whipped the last last 3 times. You got knocked out by John. You get submitted by Aaron, and you get submitted by Tatiana Suarez, and now you want to go into a fourth fight, girl. I mean, and why? When somebody told me that her and her wife got divorced, so and she lives in the states. I don't know because in the states here, if she lived in Brazil, she wouldn't have to pay alimony to her wife because they wouldn't recognize a gay marriage is alimony like that. But a lesbian marriage. But here in the states, you're technically you're allowed to have because marriage legal is in the government. Especially gay marriage is legal. Homosexual marriage is illegal. You can get alimony. That's what probably his wife. That's what his wife is. Plus, she needed to step back on OnlyFans. That's the best advice I can give you. People go said, "No, no one wants to see that." Hey, coach, I do content on women's bodybuilding. A lot of these have OnlyFans. There is a a select guys who will like her because she's when Jessica gets makeup, she's cute. She is cute. I'm gonna say that. She has a buff body. Some guys like the boy body girls, and that's what she's gonna get. She's gonna guys who are into it, who are very fit and have great bodies, and as long as she has a decent looking face, they'll follow her. She should just start up her OnlyFans. She'll make her money back again and be able to live here. Or she might just go ahead and go back to Brazil. We got here. This is from 77737. Marijuana being a sacred plant, being a teacher plant, opens your heart when your smoke opens your heart. Okay, alrighty then. So I think, I think we might end it off with this guy. What you think? What's it?
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah. I think we're gonna, we have anything else to say, or we just go ahead and shut it down.
Shut it down, my man. I think we pretty much cover everything.
Yeah, I
That,
think we
that was
did.
that was the that was the big talk of the night, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. It's going to be a talk for the next month or two.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think they're going to push that. They do have a rematch. They should push it to next year. I said this. No point Manone fighting Valentina, or even right now, even get a shot at the title until this problem is solved, until it's reconciled. This is from me, Me. He says, uh, good stuff, guys. Appreciate that. And me, I don't do too much often content, on MMA like I used to because I focus on my bodybuilding. But every now and then, I do, and I appreciate you coming through. If you ever want to also listen to my content on women's bodybuilding, you're a welcome guest. Maybe next time maybe what's the big fight coming up for UFC before we go out? What's anything big coming up?
are we talking about men or women?
Either way, we talk about either way. You can
Um, well, like I said, the big fight is John Jones and Stipe,
okay.
which I think that's they went in November or is it December? It's one of those. Um, so that's the only big fight right now. There's Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. That's next month in Abu Dhabi. So, so yeah, right now that big fight right now is the Jones and Stipe fight. There is no other big women's fight. That
No,
was the women's fight right there.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
well,
Until
unless they unless because I've been hearing that the UFC wants to go to China next year. So um, they wanted to do like China versus China, or they might do John Bonet versus Suarez. I don't know what they're gonna do.
what it's gonna be a split because you know what, with Suarez they'll get that Mexican contingent, and with China with Zane they get that big Chinese contingent. I don't know they will do Jean and Wally because it's gonna be kind of a split, but it will get a big crowd. But I think they probably would like to see Chinese fans versus Mexican fans.
We'll
Knowing,
see.
yeah, knowing
But like
David
I
Wife
said,
beater, I think he.
that'll probably be the next big women's fight
Mhm.
for maybe like next year. But
Yeah,
right now, like I said, that was the big woman fight right there, the one we had yesterday.
well, it was a big wound fight, but it was a big disappointment because I think, like I said again, Valentina was it was like the Montana screw job with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, because you know what, Dana's been hanging around with Vince McMahon a lot. I, you
Yeah.
know, he that he that's one of the people he learned a lot from. Vince McMahon and Donald Trump. He learned a lot of this stuff from them. So yeah, but
All right, George, man, I'm gonna head out, man. Thank you for
yeah,
having me on.
yeah, you're
Thanks to
welcome,
the
brother.
chat for coming through, man. It was nice talking to you guys on this Sunday afternoon, man.
All right, brother. Yeah, yeah. Have a good rest of your day, and stop eating like you're man. You're getting younger, man. You gotta be smarter, brother. You gotta be smarter.
Whatever, man. Peace
Whatever,
out,
man.
everybody. I'm out.
Peace out. Anyway, that's my man XA Gucci 23. He's doing good. I gotta owe him a package. I was gonna send it this month, but I'm working some stuff. I'll probably do it as a gift. I might do it. He's gone. I'll say I might do it as a Christmas gift. I might make him a Christmas package. He ain't hearing it, so yeah, I might do that. So XA look like for Christmas. Shh, everybody quiet. So anyway, folks, I appreciate you for coming through, listening, commenting. I enjoy doing these lives every now and then. I got my Muscle Talk Monday tomorrow. If you want to check us out, and listen and give your thoughts, I appreciate that. You know, Also, like I said, my man X Gucci 23, my brother there, my man KL the Wanderer, my brother Marcus Bell. I'd like to thank you also, ME. Appreciate, brother. If you ever interested, because there's a link, there was a link in there. If you ever want to come on, you could link and come on, give your thoughts. I'm enjoying getting some people's point of views of this thing, on this stuff. The other dude, thank you for coming through. I mean, your comments. Yeah. But anyway, folks, I like to thank everybody for coming through. This just I said again, this was a complete. I rarely ever say it's about a fight, but this was a mad robbery. This was a strong arm robbery. Valentine was robbed. They put a gun in her face and told her to get butt naked. Remember so of Chappelle show with world championship of dice, and Charlie Murphy, that guy Quills, would come in with the mask on. He'd rob everybody, tell everybody to get butt naked. That's what they had in Valentina. They took a gun in her face and told her to get butt naked, and took her shit. You know, that's what it is. Thank you, me. I appreciate that. Prayers for me, man. Prayers for you too. So, anyway, folks, I hope you enjoy what's up for your weekend. Because Sunday, tomorrow's Monday. But you know what? I don't worry about it anymore because I don't have a job. I do take my nephew to work. I got to take him early in the morning. I get a rest a couple of days, but now I got to take him to work. But anyway, folks, you see me on the way to the page, aka the Emperor of Female Combat Sports Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Have a good Sunday and God bless.